the messages that you told us, that you told me, were excellent, and we need them, you know, as brief as you have been with me.
Ah, okay.
So not too much details in this. So he is ready. So we can start. So I don't know. Shall I put you the questions, or you go through?
Yeah, maybe you can.
I can ask.
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay. So you waited until I finish the question, and then you start the answer. If you mention the issue, not answering yes or no, because my question won't be included.
Okay. So you want me like to keep to the time, like as short as possible, or in?
If you can keep to the time, it's better. Then we can move on and have as if it was a conversation. But if you have, you know, it's better. It's easier.
Okay.
But then we can continue. There's no problem. You know, we can't.
Okay.
It's okay. No
Okay.
I just want you to feel as if we are in a conversation.
So I don't need to stick to this. Just follow your question and give.
Yes, exactly.
And you can do whatever you can.
Yeah. Okay. So, how useful will be for you the evaluations and why? Or if you can just talk about this evaluation, how relevant it is for you.
So let's say in every activity, evaluation is very important to review the work done in the past and to see where the limitations and also the gaps. For this evaluation, it is also have same importance to us. It's very timely, especially for myself, because I'm happy to see it is conducted at the beginning stage of my assignment. So through this evaluation, we can gather information and also find the true picture of our work in the past 5 years. So the recommendations of this and the recommendation and the conclusion of this evaluation, we will be using them to guide our future work, particularly our country program country program framework. So currently, Myanmar country program facility. I'm always sorry. Currently, Myanmar country program framework is coming to the end in 2016. So this evaluation is in a good timing to present us a true picture of our work in the past. So what we are planning is to use the results and the recommendation of the evaluation to reorient our future strategy. So for the government side, they are also in a political transition. So during this transformation, new government is redefine and adjust their priorities and strategies. So from FU side, we need to cope with this new transition. And that's why during the formulation of the new CPF, we need to look at the government new strategies and priority areas, then to see how we can work better to cope our work, to serve the government and support their priorities in the work.
Okay.
It's a little bit messy.
Do you mind if we do it another time?
Yeah, maybe like a CPF.
I would like if you could start with your personal experience, like since I am just arrived in the office, this evaluation is very timely, and what you said.
Okay, then start with this. That's why I said something. There's once facing the camera, a little bit confused.
No, but so because I think it was very good, but if we can.
Yeah, like the structure of working.
No. I'm not looking at the structure.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you and see what works better. And I think it is interesting to start with this. So if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe better thinking this time.
So how will you use? Why is this evaluation important to you? How will you use this evaluation?
This evaluation is very important to me and this office. For me, I would say it's really a good timing because it happened in a time when I first started my assignment in Myanmar. So I'm expecting the results and the conclusions from this evaluation to be useful for me and my colleagues to review our work in the past 5 years and also to analyze where are our limitations and where are the gaps and also the areas for improvement. So for Myanmar, the government is experiencing a political transition. So during this transformation, government is refining and also readjust their priorities and strategies. So for FU, we also need to cope our work align with the government new strategies and also priorities. So from the country office side, we need to link our priorities with the government priority when we formulate the new country program framework. So at the moment, we are at a critical moment to revise our CPF. So this is good timing, I would say.
No, for me it's good.
It's okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you can cut. You can edit, so I leave everything. You want a third time?
I look at him, but...
Because I don't like to make a mistake with the CPF, it seems.
Yeah, but this time you got it right. No?
CPF, huh? Always ahead? It's okay, huh? Okay.
Yes. No, I like this second part, this second time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes, this is already the second question we did already.
Mm-hmm. So the first and second, that's evaluation.
I think, okay. Let's say, what are the main areas of our work interventions in the country? And where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
Where is this?
The future direction.
For the
challenges, yeah. Okay, so currently FU has been working in 3 key areas of agriculture production and rural development and also food nutrition. So through our field projects, we have been working with different government ministries and agencies in promoting agriculture production. Let's not only look at productivity, but all covering the whole production agriculture as system. Because the government is now paying attention not only for the quantity of the agricultural crops, but also the quality, safety, and also for the security aspect. So from FU, we are working with the government in promoting this. At the same time, we are also working forestry, fishery, livestock, and also resilience areas. So we have our projects ongoing. So it's a little bit messy.
Yeah. No problem. We can do it again. No?
Because I'm thinking about different area of work.
Maybe you can start, you can say, and then we can do it again if you
Yeah, okay. So agriculture is a very important sector in Myanmar. So 3 every 4 people, they are living in rural area. So agriculture contributes to 30% of national GDP. So in Myanmar, although government made a great effort to improve agricultural crops, but still there are 8 million people living under malnutrition. So in achieving this government long-term goal of zero hunger, so every players and the government agencies, they are working hard in areas of agriculture, fishery, forestry, and also other sectors. So recently at the meeting between me, recently, how to say that, receive me? Maybe if I mention this, that's also need to pave the way to give some background. Or I just say, as advice or at a recent meeting.
Yes, at a recent meeting. Or has here you say as her state councillor has wisely pointed out, Her Excellency State Councillor has wisely pointed out at our recent meeting.
So, okay.
While zero hunger is a longer-term objective to be achieved, the current and immediate objective is to build awareness on utilization of healthy food and ensure
the implementation of different partners and players.
Yeah, but focus. I think you can say that since
in Myanmar, the one primary priority in the government is zero hunger. So in FU, zero hunger is also one of our mandate and the core activity in supporting the country. At the regional level, FU has initiated this zero hunger challenge with Myanmar as one of the priority country. So we are happy to see both government and FU, we have a mutual goal in achieving this long-term objective. However, we need to look at the immediate and the short-term objective we need to achieve with top urgency. Recently at the meeting I had with State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi,
Her Excellency.
Oh, sorry.
You can just repeat this.
Yeah, recently at a meeting, recently when I met Her Excellency State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi, she wisely pointed out the government is very determined to achieve this long-term objective of zero hunger, but it's a little bit far-reaching. The immediate objective for the country is to eliminate hunger and also to improve food security and malnutrition. So during this process, she is calling for the participation of different stakeholders, both international and state national partners. So with this joint collaboration, there is a high expectation to receive this long-term goal.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, so I think it's so recently, when I met Her Excellency State Councillor Doi, too long, they call it Doi Aung San Suu Kyi. So start again, sorry. Recently at a meeting I had with Her Excellency State Councillor Doi Aung San Suu Kyi, she wisely pointed out, while the government is trying to achieve the long-term challenge of zero hunger, long-term challenge, long-term. Recently, when I had a meeting with Her Excellency State Councillor Doi Aung San Suu Kyi, she wisely pointed out, while the government is trying hard to achieve the long-term objective of zero hunger challenge, they are also looking at the current and immediate objective of raising awareness on malnutrition and also food safety. So during this process, they are also calling for implementation of different stakeholders. And during this process, so I think implementation not right, because I try to see.
Start from that point.
State councillor, because I think of implementation of different states. So recently, when I had a meeting with Her Excellency State Councillor Doi Aung San Suu Kyi, she wisely pointed out, while the government is trying to work hard to achieve the long-term objective of zero hunger, they are also looking at the current and the immediate objective. That's to raise awareness on malnutrition and also food security. So during this process, government is calling for the support of different partners And through this implementation of a joint effort, there is a chance to achieve this long-term objective. So FAO has this important mandate to support government and also countries in achieving zero hunger. So from country office point of view, we see the opportunity to work with the government to further deepen our collaboration and strengthen our support in helping the government to achieve this long-term objective.
Okay, this is good. Okay, that's perfect.
What the hurt?
No, don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, healthy food, that's what like, oh sorry. Yeah, junk food and all these type of things. Yeah. So recently, when I met Her Excellency State Councilor Doi Aung San Suu Kyi, she wisely pointed out while the government is trying to achieve the long-term objective of zero hunger, they are also working on immediate and current objective, that is to raise awareness of malnutrition and food security. She is calling for the collaboration support of different players to work together to achieve this immediate and also long-term objective. FAO has the co-mandate of food security and food. FAO has this sorry. FAO has this FAO has a co-mandate of food security. So we are ready and also be prepared to help the government to work on this area. So I'm confused again. So you want me to say what?
No.
So, shall I start with, have I mentioned like a mutual goal between FAO and government on zero hunger?
You mentioned, but we can do it.
Okay, then just repeat then.
If you prefer, so
Yeah.
it's one natural.
Because I mentioned that's a long information about people living in and hunger and malnutrition.
Yes, okay.
That's part of okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll just start maybe again with Aung San Suu Kyi's points. Okay. So.
As you prefer, if you want to mention it again, everything, so it gives you the possibility to think.
Maybe I just, sorry. Recently, I had a meeting with Her Excellency State Councilor Doi Aung San Suu Kyi. She wisely pointed out, while the government is working hard to achieve the long-term objective for zero hunger, they are also trying to meet immediate and current objective, that is to raise awareness on food safety. So in the country, they have a lot of people living under hunger and malnutrition. So what they are trying to do is to have more players and partners to work together and helping the country to achieve this immediate objective, the long term to achieve the zero hunger objective. So FAO has this mandate of helping country to eliminate hunger and malnutrition. So we see our role, a strong role to play in the country in achieving this immediate and long-term objective. Okay, I hope I'm free. Because sometimes a different point evaluation will be useful for us, especially in guiding us to reshape our priorities and strategies in long term. Because for the current CPF, it was developed 5 years ago. So at that time, it was the old government. And during the process of new government is on board, and FAO's priority is also changing along with the government's priority change. Then we need to adjust. We need to refine the gaps and also try to find our new niche in helping the government to work. So it's something like we need to adjust on both sides. The government, they need to see what they are going to implement in their like short-term, long-term. So then they may keep some priorities from the old government, but they may have their new priorities. But I feel we need to look at the new demand from the government and then to see how we can better respond to the need of the government. So the overall goal is to provide a better support and service to support it, to meet the government's objective. So that's something like we need to.
Yeah, I think this was clear from
so
yeah. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Oh, damn,
I am sorry.